Pad versus pillow. Which one is better? Let's find out in this video. Hey people, how are you doing today? So today I'm going to be playing my practice pad, but also I'm going to be playing on a pillow. And this is just for practice purpose, obviously. But the point of me doing this video today is to show you the difference and also to give you my feedback as to which one is better, or if it's a matter of approach. So let's get into it. First of all, I have here a practice pad made by Vater. It's a 12-inch practice pad, and I use Super Jazz, as you can see here. That's what I use as far as the sticks, and it's made by Vater, and yes, I'm endorsed by Vater. So speaking of Vater, you can click the link that I put in the description, okay, for you to check out all of their products. And yes, I'm endorsed with Vater. I'm not paid to do this, but however, yes, I am endorsed with them. So you can go onto Vater.com and check out all of their products to see what they have, so you can buy and purchase all the stuff that I have minus the pillow. But anyways, so let's get into it, right? So first off, we have the practice pad. So many of you drummers are normally recommended to play on a practice pad, okay? So I recommend it in as well. But for you drummers who haven't had the opportunity to practice on a practice pad and has played on a pillow, okay, like this one, that's fine also. And also, just to let you know, in my early days of playing, and when I got started, I used the pillow, simply because, I just couldn't afford practice pad. but anyways, no, but seriously, I used a pillow to practice, and so I'm just here to show you the difference between playing on a pillow versus playing on a practice pad. Okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna doodle something on the practice pad, all right, and then I'm just gonna talk about the difference in terms of how effective it is, and things that you can do on the practice pad. Okay, so here we go. Right, so as you can see with the practice pad, it's pretty low volume. So that means you can pretty much take this practice pad, you can practice pretty much most places. It's pretty low volume, whether it be in the morning, late at night, it's pretty low volume for the most part. But let me show you the difference, obviously, with the practice pad versus the pillow. Now, obviously, with the practice pad is that you get what is called a rebound. So basically what a rebound is the amount of strokes that you're getting from the stick without having to play the notes. So let me give you an example. So if I took this stick, right, and just let it bounce on the practice pad, let's see how many times it rebounds. So the fact that it's rebounding quite a couple of times lets me know that I don't have to do like this. No, in other words, I just have to control the bounce that's going on. So basically, as you can see here, I'm just doing like this. I'm just controlling the bounce. You can use match grip or you can use traditional grip, whichever grip you decide, but the concept is still the same, but I'm going to use traditional grip in this video, okay? So basically it's the same thing here, look. Okay? So the whole idea is that I'm controlling the bounces. Right? Right? Good. And by the way, speaking of what's the best stick to practice with, I'm always going to recommend that you use the stick that you normally would use on the drum kit, okay? You can use a marching stick, which is a heavier stick, and you know, the good thing about sometimes using with a heavier stick to practice is that when you come off of that stick to play your stick, it does give it a lighter feel, so that you're able to play a little bit more swiftly. So that's the advantage, but I would always recommend that you use the stick that you normally use when you play in the drum kit, so that it's the same regardless of where you're going, okay? But the whole idea behind the practice pad is to be able to practice your chops, you know? So anyways, so like I was showing you with the practice pad, is that you get a lot of bounce naturally, right? And it's pretty low volume, as you could see, and you know, you can take this practice pad and you can carry it wherever you want. Sometimes you have practice pads that are available as small as 6-inch, 8-inch, and you can put it in your backpack. You can carry it around, go somewhere and just practice, and that's fine, you know what I mean? So anyways, so that's the practice pad. Now let's go to the pillow. Okay, so this is just a cheap little pillow. Not that an expensive pillow makes a difference, but as you can see, this is a pillow that I'm using, and I'm just gonna play around and then talk about, you know, the effects of playing with the pillow. Okay? Now, here's the thing about the pillow. Unlike the practice pad, the pillow has 0 rebound. Look. So, it's a very flat response. Flat. Okay? No rebound. Nothing. So that means you need to lift the stick. Right? So whether you're playing singles, doubles, or whatever, right? If you're playing singles, look, or doubles, you have to lift the stick, okay? So as you can see, while I'm playing, I had to lift the stick in order for me to make the notes happen, right? Now, let's talk about the advantages of playing on a pillow. Now, the advantages of playing on a pillow, quite as you can hear, is that it's extremely low volume. So if I was playing late at night on a pillow, nobody's going to hardly hear that I'm practicing, just doing this. Nobody's going to hardly hear that, okay? The only disadvantage I would say as far as playing a pillow is that because you have no rebound, it means you have to lift the stick. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing if you think about it, because by you lifting the stick, okay, what you're doing is you're basically using your wrists, because you don't want to use your arms. No. So in other words, see the wrist here? You want to use the wrist, right? So you want to practice doing this, okay? So by doing this, you're strengthening the muscles in the wrist to lift the stick, and also you're strengthening what is called stick control. Also, you can do the same on the pad, but with the pillow, it just forces you a little bit more to, have the stick control a little bit more, just a little bit more firm. Now, you don't want to hold the stick too tight. No, you still want to hold the stick fairly loose enough, but at the same time you want to have enough grip and enough control so that all the notes you're playing, you know exactly what you're doing, right? Now, just to give you all a little bit of a practice tip, especially with the pillow. If you're starting out, always start slow. So, if it means you do this, I'm saying you do this for 20 minutes and make sure that the stick is at the same height. So if you're playing at a low volume, it's the same thing. It's at the same height, no matter what, okay? And then you move on to doubles. Same thing. Make sure the stick is at the same height. But of course, if you're someone that's starting out, in order for you to get to this point where you're playing the doubles like this, you have to play the doubles like this. Okay? But the whole idea of doing it that way and doing it for an extended period of time is to master what you're doing first before you move on, So it's no different than when you learn something. You can't be a master at it automatically. It doesn't work that way. The way to be a master at something is you have to practice, you have to fail, you have to practice, you have to fail, you have to practice, 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 and it gets better over a period of time, also depending on the time and the effort that you put into it. So the only, like I said, disadvantage is just the fact that you have to lift the stroke. That's probably the only advantage. So here we have the practice pad, and the only good thing I would say about playing with the pillow and then when you move on to the practice pad is that it just facilitates your strokes a little bit better. So that's probably the one advantage I would say with the pillow. A lot of the masters did use the pillow back in the day to practice their chops and to develop. Even though there are some people who will argue and say that the practice pad is better than using the pillow, and some people will argue and say that the pillow is better than using the practice pad. So I tell you what, how about you let me know in the comments which one you think is better as far as practicing. Is it the pillow because of what you can facilitate in terms of getting your chops together, or is it the practice pad for the same reason, and maybe other reasons could be physical or whatever? But you let me know in the comments what you think in terms of which one you think is better. Is it the pillow or is it the practice pad? Okay, so my conclusion is this: is the practice pad or the pillow better? Which one is better? My conclusion is none of them. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be great at drumming, you have to put in the time and the effort to practice. And that's what's going to matter in the long run, especially if you're trying to be a professional drummer, if that's your goal in mind. All right? So with that thought, I just want to say keep playing, keep drumming, and keep music going. All right? Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell right about there so that you will be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And as well as give this a like, give this a like, give this a like, give this a like. Please share this video with your family and your friends. And as well as leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video, okay? And as always, one love.